Step 9. The use of the threefold key. With the threefold key, the quabbalist will work kabbalistically either directly on the astral body or on the astral plane. The formula magician and quabbalist knows that all situations that come to pass in the material as fate or external effect are caused in the astral world by the elements in connection with the electromagnetic fluid deriving from them. Therefore, the astral world is the world of the situations. The application of the threefold key, the astral key, to the astral world is effected by transferring the first letter of each triple formula into the astral world. The third, last, letter of the triple formula, being the letter of realization, is either vaulted, or eucharistically transferred into food and drink, or connected to breath, either inductively or deductively. It stands to reason that it is not the normal intake of air, but only the imagination and the inductive and deductive application of the three-sense concentration, connected with the letter as inhalation and exhalation, that is meant by this. The analogous connections are to be seen indicatively from the letters. However, apart from these, I do mention such analogies of the alphabetic series of letters which are hardly known to anyone, and which really do need profound intuition. By doing this, I hope to facilitate somehow the quabbalist's exploration of further operating spheres of the threefold key. The practical quabbalist will regard this as a matter of course, but it would be difficult for the theorist to find analogous connections. In the astral world, letter A is related to the acquisition of all talents that are analogous to the air principle, for instance, musical, oratorical or dramatic gift, etc. Of the occult faculties. The following fall within the astral sphere: tell-hearing, clairaudience, the art of levitation, power over the air element in the astral kingdom, and all the analogies appertaining to the air element. Also, the language of symbols is somehow connected to this letter. And Z, B imparts the faculty of forming magic vaults, charging talismans, knowing and mastering the mysteries of sexual magic and reaching astral intuitions. C offers everything relating to the impregnation of the astral body with virtues, qualities, etc. D is analogous to eroticism with all its aspects. And E has reference to everything relating to clairaudience and inspirations, including inspiration by heard words, inner voice. And W, A, F has reference to all analogies relating to the quadrupolar magnet in the astral world, taking into consideration the elements and the qualities of the character. G is related to everything that contributes to contentment, bliss, wealth, success, happiness, etc., and has reference to all situations causing these. And O, K, H imparts the faculty of influencing one's fate or karma by kabbalistic formulas. Everything that is connected to QUABBALAH, the comprehension of this high science with all its aspects and analogies, is subject, in the astral, to the orbit of power of this letter. CH influences everything relating to the mystery of rhythm and life and power to master these. I has reference to the astral matrix with all its functions. And T, R, U, O, J influences everything that has to do with sympathy and antipathy, including mummial magic, love magic with spiritual beings, etc. K influences everything that corresponds to courage, endurance and resoluteness. And SH, L has reference to everything relating to the astral equilibrium in respect to character and psychic spiritualization. And P, M influences all effects and analogies relating to the pure magnetic fluid or the pure astral water element. N influences everything pertaining to the instinct of self-preservation, and, furthermore, also everything that ties the astral body to the zone girdling the earth, that is, the astral magnetic attraction of the astral body to our zone girdling the earth with all its analogies and possibilities of application. And I, R, T, U, O influences everything that causes situations leading to perfect contentment, in every respect whatsoever. And K, G, P is analogous to everything connected to the longing for ennoblement of character and to the sense of beauty. And L, are all dispositions of astral nature that are in some way connected to astral genius are subject to this letter. and I, N, T, U, O, S. Everything having reference to clairvoyance, to the gift for prophecy, as well as to the mastery over human being and animal is analogous to the astral legality of this letter. And, Y, SH is related to the state of manifestation of belief with all its analogous connections. At the same time, all the letter combinations with SH are subject to the faculty of transmutation, and, C, O. This letter imparts the disposition to achieve the mastery over all elements in the astral kingdom, in particular over the electric fluid and the fire principle. And, K, T is analogous to all astral practices in all their forms, especially to those which bring on the power over the elements. And, I, N, R, U, O, U. Everything connected to the faculty of emitting the astral body to voluntary transfer of consciousness, to states of trance, to the evocation of these, etc., is analogous to letter U. And, I, N, R, O, W. The gift of tell-hearing and telephony comes under the occult astral analogy of this letter, likewise, does everything that is connected with the predilection for true mysticism and religion. Y influences everything in connection with the gift for prophecy in respect to fate and physical matter. Z. Everything related to artistic talents, no matter whatever art may be involved, is subject to this letter. The astral faculty of sending messages through the air, or of astral telepathy analogous to the Akasa principle bridging over time and space, has an analogous connection to this letter. Ash corresponds to everything analogous to desires, passions, self-satisfaction, all the same whether their mastery or evocation is the point in question. O corresponds to the analogy of all astral projections and all forms deriving therefrom. Using above-mentioned analogies in connection with the letters of the twofold and single key indicated in this book, the Quabbalist is able to compile as many formulas as he may want. He may build up 19,683 formulas of the most varied subtlety and mode of action. It stands to reason that he does not really require all the combinations. In most cases, he will content himself with a few and will amply get by with these. Because of their peculiarity, I am now going to indicate some formulas of the threefold key which I did not find out by universal analogy, but which were confided to me by a very high spiritual being. Only the truly experienced Quabbalist of highest rank will be in the position to find out the analogous connections. Thus the formula SAL points to the three powers which are effective in the three worlds mental, astral and material, by the merciful influence of divine providence. These three powers make it possible for the Quabbalist to become absolute master over all three kingdoms on account of universal love divine. ERJ is another formula of the threefold key which makes it possible for the Quabbalist to know the 70 qualities in all 7 spheres. The 70 basic qualities are the 70 stages that are effective in the 7 spheres, and by their Kabbalistic use the various powers and faculties can be achieved. The formula MJH imparts the astral faculty or penetrating into the most divine names and their letters. The MJH formula was also confided to Moses by the same high-ranking being and enabled him to recognize and to use it practically so that he could work all his wonders on account of this cognition. HCHS used Kabbalistically as a formula, makes the Quabbalist achieve the highest wisdom. EMN impart the faculty of knowing and mastering the divine names analogous to the 70 powers in the universe. This formula, however, has nothing to do with the 72-letter nomenclature, since EMN is a secret formula which is only confided to a few high-ranking initiates by high-ranking spiritual beings, beings of Jupiter. By the formula NNA the three-dimensional benediction, mental, astral and material, of divine providence is given to the Quabbalist. The formula NJT bestows on the Quabbalist the faculty of recognizing genuine truth in every respect by the help of divine providence. NMM is the Kabbalistic secret relating to the power and the might of silence with all analogous connections. JLJ signifies the comprehensive perception of the highest light of divinity and the possession of the manifestation state of belief, that is, the achievement of the highest aspect of divine omnipotence. HRCH is a divine Kabbalistic formula which is used for the glorification of divine providence in various rituals. MCR is the divine manifestation of the Akasa principle in all three kingdoms. By the Kabbalistic use of this formula, one attains the faculty of doing creative work simultaneously in all three kingdoms. The formula WMB gives one the power necessary for the evocation of all the spheres with their intelligences and the concentration of their attention on oneself. This formula, however, should only be used at a moment of greatest danger. If one wants to bring about cosmic effects by universal love, one may use the formula JHH, by which everything that the Kabbalist desires is realized in analogy to love. MCHJ is a formula of worship of the Akasa principle in all three worlds. The formula DMB makes, when used Kabbalistically, all seven basic powers of the spheres unite to a single power and enables the Kabbalist to achieve anything that he wishes. CHBW is a secret name for divine providence in all the four aspects appertaining to it. This formula is used for all kinds of Kabbalistic evocations and devotions, likewise also for obtaining, by entreaty, things normally beyond reach. By means of the formula RAH, all principles of the 10 spheres may be evoked and their help called on simultaneously. However, the Kabbalist should very seldom make use of this formula, since his responsibility will be too big and an abuse would be of great disadvantage to him. The most experienced Kabbalist will, of course, know this formula, but hardly ever make up his mind to make use of it. By the help of the ELM formula, the omnipotence of working creatively in all spheres will be attained. The Kabbalist will only apply this formula if he has been directed by divine providence to carry out a mission that makes these Kabbalistic powers necessary. The same applies to the MHSH formula, which enables one to work the greatest miracles that are at all possible. By means of the 8KA formula, the experienced Kabbalist is able to recall dead people to life. The formula LAW lays scales at sea. If the Kabbalist uses this formula, he is able to work all kinds of water miracles, for instance walking on water, etc. Moses was able to divide the Red Sea by the help of this formula so that he and his people could cross it on dry foot and without danger. Moses was endowed with another formula, that is, the MBH formula, which also enabled him to work his miracles. By the HRJ formula, divine providence may be evoked in all its aspects and in all kingdoms and spheres, but also adored. The Kabbalist who utters a supplication Kabbalistically by this formula, will always be granted it by divine providence. However, he has to be sure that his request is legally justified. By the FHL formula, divine universal love is invoked and everything attainable by the aspect of love divine may thus be achieved. Also, the MLH formula is a universal formula of love which will make the Kabbalist acquainted with the working of love divine in all its aspects and put him into the state of supreme blissfulness of love divine. By the CHHW formula, divine providence reigning over the four elements is invoked. The Kabbalist who applies this formula Kabbalistically, that is, mentally, astrally and materially, Eucharistically, is made absolute master of the four elements in all three kingdoms. The formula JCHW expresses the absolute power of God. The Kabbalist resorting to it is endowed with the same absolute power as possessed by God. It is not to be feared that the experienced Kabbalist working with this formula will ever abuse it. If, on the other hand, an impure and immature human being whose intentions are not analogous to the universal laws ventured to make use of this formula, he would have to face the absolute destruction of his personality. One has therefore to proceed very cautiously. The MND formula endowed Moses and all the prophets of the highest schools of prophecy with absolute knowledge and enlightened intellects. Furthermore, it gave them permission to bequeath the highest knowledge, although just in symbols, to the material world. It was this formula which enlightened Moses when he compiled the plates of laws. By the formula HHH1 is given the faculty of imparting such power to any letter that it will become Kabbalistically effective even in the Akasa principle. By the JZH formula, divine mercy in its highest aspects is invoked, and it may be used wherever legality, justice, etc., no longer suffice. JZH is a very high Kabbalistic formula. It would be difficult to lay down, by the universal key, the analogous connection of all these formulas, for they are a secret and can only be reproduced by tradition or confided to a Kabbalist by a spiritual being of highest rank. I was also entrusted with formulas that are very dangerous. To prevent any abuse, I refrain from publishing them. He who has achieved maturity and is entrusted with a divine mission may learn many more secrets regarding the formulas. I have no permission to write about all secrets, for they do not all correspond to the third tarot card, but refer to the higher arcana. The formula indicated by me here are published merely because of their peculiarity. For genuine use, mere theoretical knowledge does not suffice, and someone trying to use these formulas without appropriate preparation would only be greatly disappointed. He who wants to make use of these formulas with bad and selfish intentions in mind exposes himself to punishment by divine providence, the details of which I do not want to mention here. He would commit a sin against the spirit, as the Bible has it. In Kabbalistic writings the divine name JHVH is frequently mentioned and described. I will now indicate some Kabbalistic influences of these 3-4 letters, that is, of the JHVH, and what may be achieved by them in the mental and astral as well as the material world. By the 3-letter name JHW, in which the second H is missing, the Kabbalistic faculty of miraculous healing may be attained. If the letters are three-dimensionally vaulted by QUABBALAH, this formula may be used for protection against assaults by enemies. Should anyone dare attack the Kabbalist in spite of this, the protective vaults produced in the astral, mental and material worlds can bring about the death of the assailant. The JHW formula is therefore called the Kabbalistic formula of backstroke. Furthermore, the 3-letter name JHW is also used in connection with another letter which is not to be regarded as formula but merely used phonetically as a basic letter. If, for instance, the J is connected with an O, the latter has to stand as a small letter after the former. Only the J is used, that is, vaulted, Kabbalistically, but is phonetically pronounced as Jo. The same applies to the second, third and fourth letters. The formula JHW used Kabbalistically in the mental, astral and material world, leads to the absolute power of achieving everything in these. The formula AHW creates, via the mental and astral world, and from there in the material world, all the situations that lead to riches and wealth in the material world. The formula JHW brings about perfect harmony in the mental, astral and material worlds, that is, if used mentally, astrally and materially, Eucharistically, which then must result in perfect health. The same formula, though connected with O instead of O, that is, JHW leads to absolute power as possessed by the Omnipotent, which also means absolute mastery over health, be it one's own, or the health of other human beings, or of animals. The gift of prophecy, no matter whether mental, astral or material, may be attained Kabbalistically by the two formulas UHW and WHI. Love and friendship, for oneself as well as for others, may be achieved by the JHW formula, that is, by JHW. To be given joys and pleasures one should use the formula JHW, but by WHW the same may be achieved. Success in matters of friendship is brought about by the formula JH but also by UHW, HW, JHW, and by the pure JHW. All these formulas may also bring about the annihilation of an enemy. Not, though, by the Kabbalist being the assailant himself, but by the enemy's own annihilation at these Kabbalistic formulas. For the Kabbalist mastering them has the highest protection. Special protection against negative beings of all kinds and spheres is offered by the formula UHW. Special luck in all undertakings is secured by the help of the JHW formula. Satisfaction is brought about by JWW. These are only small hints as to the practical use of formulas with the 3-letter name of JHW. There are a lot of them, some, however, being of a secret nature about which one is not allowed to speak and which do not belong to the scope of the third tarot card. The formula OALZ offers absolute mastery over the air principle and also mastery over the air spirits of all ranks. The OWI formula imparts the mastery over the spirits of the earth. So does the formula GOB. With these small examples I may now finish my treatise on the use of the threefold key and the use of divine names by three-letter formulas. All these formulas are traditional and have always been confided only to a few initiates by high-ranking intelligences. They have been kept a secret up to this date. Since this is a matter appertaining to the third tarot card, the description of which has been permitted by divine providence, I have been allowed to publish a few formulas. Footnote to the third key: the Kabbalist will surely notice that the Tatwic table of analogies is nothing else but a fraction of the knowledge of the elements, and that in Indian terminology the elements have names consisting of 3 letters. I may indicate these names as a footnote. The relevant analogies will be found in the respective literature. The Lam formula is analogous to the earth principle. The Vam formula is analogous to the water principle. The PAM formula is analogous to the air principle. The RAM formula is analogous to the fire principle. The HAM formula is analogous to the Akasa principle. This terminology will lead every reader to the universal mantra formula of Om, which represents the so-called Brahma formula,